Right then, you are on sports today, and it's another double-header day in the 2021 Indian Premier League. Rajasthan Royals versus Sunrisers Hyderabad, and Punjab Kings versus Delhi Capitals on Sunday, the 2nd of May. Right, I'm here to give you fantasy picks for both the matches. The first one is, of course, Rajasthan Royals versus Sunrisers Hyderabad, which will be played in Delhi. This is, of course, an afternoon game, and before I get into the teams, Sunrisers Hyderabad have had a change in captaincy. No David Warner as the captain now. Kane Williamson has been named skipper for SRH for the remainder of the tournament, starting with immediate effect with this game against Rajasthan Royals. Of course, SRH are right at the bottom of the table at number 8. They've only won one of their 6 matches in the IPL so far this year. Plenty of problems in that camp, right? It seems David Warner had come out openly and said that he thought that axing Manish Pandey in one of the games was a harsh decision. Manish Pandey came back, scored a half century. David Warner's been a successful leader for Sunrisers Hyderabad, took over as captain in 2015, then he led them to IPL glory in 2016. So it remains to be seen now what happens. And SRH, in that statement on social media where they announced that Kane Williamson would take over as captain, also said that there will be a change in their combination of overseas players. So does that mean David Warner will be left out? So, well, we've kept all of those in mind, and here is the team for the first game, the fantasy team for the first game that our experts have gotten for you. So I'll get straight to Rajasthan Royals versus Sunrisers Hyderabad. They've gone with 5-6 Rajasthan Hyderabad, and here is this team. Here is what our experts have picked for the first team, for the first game. It's Josh Butler, Johnny Bairstow, Sanju Samson, Manish Pandey, Kane Williamson, Jason Roy, Chris Morris, Shivam Dube, Rashid Khan, Khalil Ahmed, and Chetan Sakaria. Of course, Johnny Bairstow, captain, and Kane Williamson, the vice-captain. Kane Williamson is in good form. He scored a gritty half-century in a super over game against Delhi Capitals, and then, of course, he came out and clobbered those quick runs against Chennai Super Kings after David Warner struggled to get going in the course of his half-century. So that's the fantasy team for you. I'll go over it once again. Here's the team on your screens right now. That's Josh Butler, Johnny Bairstow, Sanju Samson, Manish Pandey, Kane Williamson, Jason Roy, Chris Morris, Shivam Dube, Rashid Khan, Khalil Ahmed, and Chetan Sakaria. Johnny Bairstow, the captain, and Kane Williamson, the vice-captain. And it looks like Jason Roy will play for Sunrisers Hyderabad instead of David Warner. So that's the team for the first game, the fantasy team. What about the second big game? That too, Punjab Kings versus Delhi Capitals. Punjab Kings were, of course, really dominant against Royal Challengers Bangalore. KL Rahul now the orange cap holder. Of course, Delhi Capitals, they have been on fire again this season, right? They've just completely showed their class. They reached the final last year, and now they've been so good this year. A lot of the combination has worked for them. So looking at the Delhi Capitals, the Punjab Kings versus Delhi Capitals fantasy team, what have our experts chosen? That team is on once again on your screens right now. Here goes. KL Rahul, Rishabh Pant, Chris Gale, Shikhar Dhawan, Prithvi Shaw, Marcus Stoinis, Aksar Patel, Lalit Yadav, Avesh Khan, Ravi Bishnoi, and Harpreet Brar. Of course, remember, Harpreet Brar got those 3 big wickets, right? Virat Kohli, Glenn Maxwell, he was on a hat-trick, and then just a few deliveries later, he snared up ABD. That was a dream spell. 4 overs, 3 wickets, 19 runs, and of course, Ravi Bishnoi was very economical as well, giving away just 17 runs in his 4 overs. He was also among the wickets. So that spin combination, leg spin of Ravi Bishnoi and the left-arm spin of Harpreet Brar from Moga, that really destroyed the Bangalore chase. They never really got going. All credit to Mohammad Shami as well for softening up the openers, or the RCB openers, early on in his spell. So that's what the fantasy team for the second team is looking like. Our experts have gone with Punjab, 4 players from Punjab and 7 from Delhi Capitals for this fantasy team for the second game. Does this team look, here's a quick look at this team again. It's KL Rahul, Rishabh Pant, Chris Gale, Shikhar Dhawan, Prithvi Shaw, Marcus Stoinis, Akshar Patel, Lalit Yadav, Avesh Khan, Ravi Bishnoi, and Harpreet Broad. Shikhar Dhawan, the captain, KL Rahul, the vice captain. Both these batsmen have been in prime form for in the course of the IPL. Of course, they're among the leading run scorers in the tournament so far. And great news for Indian cricket, that right. KL Rahul, remember, he was dropped after the final T20I, for the final T20I between India and England. Shikhar Dhawan was dropped after the first T20I between India and England. Of course, in the final T20I, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli opened together. So this is good news that we've seen their openers score so many runs when the T20 World Cup will be played. So that's really good news for Indian cricket. Well, that's the team. Those are the fantasy teams for both the matches. The first one in the afternoon in Delhi, the second one to be played at Lights in Ahmedabad. Hope you are looking at the toss as well. I come to you at 7 p.m. every day for the games, and of course at 3 p.m. as well for double headers to tell you the exact playing 11, what the captains have said about the toss, about what they're going to do, whether they're going to bat first or field first, their team changes, and what they think of the conditions and the pitch. Well, thank you so much for joining me on the segment on Sports Today. All the best for both the games, for all of you playing fantasy cricket out there. And if you haven't, please do subscribe to Sports Today.